I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Alberto Alvarez and Kirk Marble on the front row. Jacob Gibson, Jeremy Edwards on the second. Justin Swafford and Jacob Morgan on the third row. Tyler Ott, Bradley James on the fourth row. Adrian Borden and Eric W. round out the top 10. Richard Cragen and Colby Whipple starting in 11th and 12th. Aaron Brill starting in 13th. Patrick Pieper in 14th. Vic Brown in 15th. Jade Briette in 16th. Ryan McDaniel starting in 17th, Cameron Martineau in 18th, Austin Ruskoff in 19th, Clay Kirchenbauer starts in 20th, Fern Spring in 21st, Kyle Manos in 22nd, Brian Hewitt 23rd, Edmund Jones starting in 24th, William Mann Jr. in 25th, David Lux 26th, Brandon Hinton and Joey Gregory rounding out the field. 28 cars. A lot of close racing out here tonight. The front row is Fords. They have obviously been LS swapped. Because obviously there is no way Ford could be on the front row without a Chevy engine. Here they go, rolling off pit road. Everybody getting stacked up, getting ready to go green flag racing here at Kansas. Take a couple of deep breaths, folks, because I don't think we're going to get a chance to breathe for the first 10 laps. Hey, good evening, Russell. I hate it when you come in and you're wrong. How you doing, buddy? Here we go, pace car drops in. Green flag is in the air. They are down and away at Kansas. Down into, we've already got one car shooting up the middle. Looks like Pieper was trying to cut up the middle 3 wide through 1 and 2. Couldn't quite get there. Kirk may have just kissed the wall. Out of turn 4, Alberto Alvarez going for the lead. He will lead lap 1. Kirk gets one heck of a run out of 4 and takes second. Yeah, we saw when we were here Sunday night with BRR Cup Series, we saw a lot of guys using a little bitty bounce off the wall to help the car turn. Could be something we see again here tonight. Whoa, mid-backpack, they are side by side, 3 wide in some places. Points leader Clay Kirchenbauer stuck back in traffic. Clay currently in 17th, up 3 spots already on the move. He slingshot past Ryan on the high side, now to 16th, Clay on the march. Another car on the march, Patrick Pieper. Pieper now up 4 spots into 10th. Edmund Jones starting to make some moves forward as well, up 4 spots into 20th. As they go 3 wide at the back. Wow, that got spicy. Kyle Manos on the bottom, 3 wide. Vern wisely backing out a little bit into turn 1. Hey, good evening, Luke. Yep, Clay is definitely on the charge. Alberto Alvarez, Jacob Gibson, Kirk Marble, the top 3. Swafford in 4th, Jeremy Edwards in 5th. Tyler Ott, Jacob Morgan, Bradley James, Eric W., and Patrick Pieper round out your top 10 at the moment. Clay Kirchenbauer now making his way up to 15th as he sets his sights on 14th place Colby Whipple. Most of the field single file at the moment. But one move could change everything. We watched a lot in practice. Most of these drivers spent practice side by side or nose to tail. Bradley James up in 8th, Eric W. right behind him in 9th, Bob Ross spotting on the hood for Eric. Vic Brown starting to make some moves as well. Vic already up 3 spots into 12th. Edmund Jones on the march. Edmund now up to 16th. At the moment, the biggest mover on track. But Edmund is closing in on Clay Kirchenbauer, the second biggest mover in 15th. Clay is closing the gap on the cars ahead. Richard Cragen on the bumper of Vic Brown. Bradley James may be in trouble. He's got Pieper and Eric on the back bumper. Eric pulls ahead. Pieper drops to the bottom again. Alberto Alvarez though out front, Jacob Gibson behind him. That top about 7 cars, nose to tail at the moment, content to ride around, and they are opening up a gap on 8th place, Bradley James. Oh! Eric got the wall coming out of 4. He is fading quickly. Does he have damage? Does not look like it. I heard a lot of drivers talking about the fact that they were able to hit that right rear into the wall quite a bit without damaging it. Bradley James still holding on to 9th, but is losing ground on that top 7. Jacob Morgan currently in 7th. Jeremy Edwards in 6th. During that battle, Vic Brown was able to pull back up. Richard Cragen, Colby Whipple, Clay Kirchenbauer, and Aaron Brill came with him. Edmund Jones now in 17th. William Mann Jr. now up 7 spots into 18th. Cameron Martin, who looked to the high side on William Mann Jr., now shoots to the bottom. Oh, some contact into turn 1. Both drivers come out of turn 2 okay, but Martin now to 18th. Alvarez starting to pull away little by little from Jacob Gibson. David Lux has had a problem back behind. No caution yet. So let's see what happened to Lux. There's Lux coming across the start-finish line, headed toward turn 1. Oh, Lux hit the wall a lot harder than he intended to. Alvarez now pulls out to almost 7/10 of a second on Jacob Gibson, Kirk Marble, and Justin Swafford. Jeremy Edwards has dropped back about 8/10 of a second. Tyler Ott, Jacob Morgan closing in. Oh, and they both get the wall. Vern Spring appears to have had some problems. He has lost a bunch of spots quite suddenly. There's Vern on the bottom. Does not look like any significant issues for Vern, other than kissing the wall here and there. Bradley James back in 8th has found some more speed. He is closing in on the cars ahead. He's got a big run on Jacob. We're about to find out just past lap 20 which drivers have been conserving their tires. And the one driver you gotta watch who always saves some tire, Clay Kirchenbauer, already to 13th. Most of the drivers set 45 to 50 laps on a tank of fuel here tonight. We may only see 2 stops if this race stays green. Kirk Marble has now moved up into second, but he is 1.3 seconds back from the leader. Adrian Borden is starting to gain some ground too in 9th place. Vic Brown now up into the top 10 of 5 spots. Vic now looking under Adrian to take 9th. That outside line out of the turn though does carry the most momentum. If you're under another car, you kind of got to let out of the throttle and hold the car down, and you lose some momentum. Alvarez's lead still over a second, but Marble starting to chip away. Jacob Gibson now in 3rd as Justin Swafford in 4th closing in. Jeremy Edwards in 5th now has Jacob Morgan in 6th closing the gap. Tyler Ott now trying to take 7th back from Bradley James. Whoa, Adrian kissed the wall out of 4. I'm sorry, Vic kissed the wall out of 4. Adrian able to shoot by. And Clay Kirchenbauer now to 11. Hey, good evening, Cody. I will definitely do that. Hey, Cody, why are you not out here tonight? Clay Kirchenbauer started in 20th. He hopped to 15th in the first couple laps, rode along for quite a while, and now that tire conservation is paying off. Another thing starting to notice as the tires wear is drivers experimenting with different lines through the turns. Well, it'll be great to see you Sunday, Cody. Looking forward to it. As it looks like we've got one car coming in. Jeremy Edwards is on pit road. This is way early and unexpected. Kirk Marble in 2nd, continuing to chip away at Alberto's lead. Gibson in 3rd, Swafford in 4th. Morgan now up into 5th. Jacob, another one who's been conserving, and it looked like Bradley may have got the wall on the way in. And Clay Kirchenbauer not surprised at all. Wow, that was close. Clay now up to 9th after that gutsy move. See if we can take a look at Clay's pass from the blimp and see just how close that really was. Coming out of turn 2, Clay, whoa! It does not get any closer without wrecking than that. Great pass by Clay. Patrick Pieper, Edmund Jones have come in. This is a bit of a surprise to see drivers already on pit road. They're going to see if that pit strategy can help them later in the race. Jeremy Edwards, the first car out on fresh tires. Lap times are starting to slow down. You'll see it as Edwards closes in on the cars ahead. Alberto Alvarez fast lap 30.91. Last time by 32.1. Whoa! Edwards fresh tires making all the difference right now. Ryan McDaniel, Tyler Ott are both in. Tyler Ott may have had a problem getting to pit road. Oh, Tyler overshooting his pit stall. Jeremy Edwards on fresh tires, as is Patrick Pieper, Tyler Ott. Ryan McDaniel rolls out on freshies as well. Edmund Jones is out of the race. So 4 drivers have come in, but most of them will see in about 7 to 8 laps. Folks, don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. We have a lot of new YouTube shorts coming out. We are starting to get caught up from being away for the better part of a week. Eric W. is in. Looks like Eric is on his way back out off pit road now. Just completing his pit stop for fresh Goodyears on that car. Aaron Brill is in pit road now. Most of these drivers likely to stop at lap 45 so they can split this race fairly evenly, 2 45 lap runs and the final run being a 40 lapper. Vern Spring is on his way in. Brian Hewitt is coming in. Alberto has started to pull away from Kirk again. The gap down 1 1/4 seconds. And Jacob Gibson, the first car in the top 5 to come in. Richard Cragen in right behind. 4 tires and fuel. Vic Brown has continued his march forward, now up 10 spots into 5th, but shortly behind Clay Kirchenbauer, up 14 spots into 6th, and he's not even the biggest mover. William Mann Jr. up 17 spots into 8th, and Brandon Hinton up 18 spots now into 9th. Kyle Manos went to pit road last time. As Ryan McDaniel just unlapped himself. Getting one of his laps back in 25th. Alberto cannot afford to stay out very much. Clay Kirchenbauer has had a problem. He is going to pit road. David Lux is in. See if we can see what happened with Clay as he came to pit road. Oh! Got a little loose. And may get a penalty. He was outside the commitment cone. Austin Ruskoff has had a problem. Looks like Austin just losing connection. May have problems later on. Kirk Marble also in, and here comes the leader. Alberto Alvarez is on pit road. Adrian Borden and Colby Whipple also in this time. Bradley James has the lead. Jacob Morgan in 2nd. Vic Brown in 3rd. The top 10 have not been. Jade Briette coming in from 9th. So the top 9 still out on track. Everybody else has completed their first stop. Oh, Brandon Hinton had a problem getting in. William Mann Jr. is in. Looked like Brandon had the same problem Clay Kirchenbauer had, and Clay is back out on track in 26. He did get a penalty. Clay had that huge charge from the back. Got up there just outside the top 5. Now has a lot of work to do again. As Bradley James, Cameron Martin who are in, Jacob Morgan takes the lead. And it looks like Jacob is headed in. Vic Brown will stay out. He will take the lead. Oh, that's, whoa. Vic stuck up top in a 3-wide situation on old tires. That was close. Justin Swafford in 2nd, Joey Gregory in 3rd. And Jeremy Edwards, who was the first driver to pit road, currently in fourth. The top three are in. Vic Brown, Justin Swafford, Joey Gregory on pit road. Jeremy Edwards looks like he may assume the lead here. And he does assume the lead just past the start-finish line. He's got a 4-second gap on second place, Kirk Marble. Kirk does have a lot fresher tires, though. Jeremy Edwards, though, will get to lead a lap here. Definitely helpful in the points. Jeremy came into tonight 27th in points. I think that may be the lowest we have ever seen Edwards. Kirk Marble rapidly closing in. Alberto Alvarez now in third. Pete Burnett fourth. Jacob Gibson, though, right behind. Remember, Pieper came in shortly after Edwards. Eric W. back in sixth. Tyler Ott in seventh. Aaron Brill in eighth. Richard Cragen in ninth. Jacob Morgan in 10th. Justin Swafford, Joey Gregory, Vic Brown, they are in 17th, 19th, and 20th, respectively, but they are on the freshest tires at the moment. Meanwhile, Jeremy Edwards is watching that lead shrink dramatically. Kirk now less than a second behind. Alberto Alvarez in third is gaining ground on the top two. And Kirk Marble has caught Jeremy Edwards. Kirk drops to the bottom, fresher tires ruling the road here. Jacob Gibson now up to fourth. He is catching the two cars ahead of him. Patrick Pieper in fifth. He did the short pit strategy as well and is losing ground as Eric W. and Bob Ross are closing in. Jacob Morgan back in 10th. The freshest tires in the top 10. Is closing in on 9th place, Aaron Brill. Kirk Marble already checking out. He has opened up over a 1-second lead, but Alvarez about to go to second. David Luck staying on the bumper of Alvarez, trying to make up as much ground as he can. Alvarez about 1 1/4 seconds back. Jeremy Edwards back in. It looks like Jeremy may be hitting every 30 laps, taking the extra stop to see if it can help him make up some ground. Alvarez in second, Jacob Gibson now in third, Pieper in fourth, Eric in fifth. Clay Kirchenbauer, after his penalty, only up to 24th at the moment. He needs some cautions and a little luck to go his way. Hey, good evening, Kevin. Alvarez is closing the gap on Kirk Marble, is now less than a second. Jacob Gibson in third, Pieper in fourth, fading. Eric about to his bumper. Tyler Ott not far behind in sixth, Cragen in seventh, Aaron Brill in eighth, Jacob Morgan in ninth, Adrian Borden in 10th. Cameron Martin now moving into 11th, just passing Jade Briette. Colby Whipple in this group as well. And here comes Swofsky. Swafford now up to 14th. Remember, he was in that three-car group that were the last ones to pit, and Ryan McDaniel is in. Ryan trying a short pit strategy here tonight as well. But Alvarez is quickly closing in on Kirk Marble for the lead. Jacob Gibson still in third. He is not gaining any ground. He is pulling away from fourth place, Patrick Pieper. Richard Cragen now goes underneath Eric to take fifth. Kirk Marble has a half-second lead. Tyler Ott is also in for his second stop. And Cragen is caught up to Pieper. Here comes Jeremy Edwards on those fresh tires. Jeremy quickly and easily gets by both drivers. Alberto Alvarez back to the bumper. Try and stay dry there, Kevin. Richard Cragen has just gotten past Pieper to take fourth. Eric closing in on Pieper. Jacob Morgan also on the attack. Jacob now underneath Eric to take 6th. Sets his sights on Pieper for 5th. Pieper coming in. Jacob Morgan now to 5th and closing in on Cragen. Kirk Marble, for the moment, holds on to the lead. Seems like Alberto may just be conserving a little bit at the moment. I know what you mean, Kevin. Jeremy Edwards, the first one in for tires. Now up to 18th as Kyle Manos is in. Brandon Hinton, who he saw charging in a big way earlier on, did get a penalty on his last stop. So did Vern Spring, setting both drivers back dramatically. Also appears Bradley James got a penalty last pit stop. Kevin, she's off watching TV. As Alberto Alvarez goes back to the lead, Kirk's going to come back underneath. And Kirk reclaims the lead. Oh. Connor Martin now up to 6th place. He has been on the march, but so has Jacob Morgan. Morgan now to 4th. William Mann Jr. has just completed his 2nd stop. And Cragen is on pit road. Oh, that would be awesome. Thanks, Kevin. Alvarez and Marble still nose to tail. As the fresh tires of Aaron Brill come by on the bottom, getting one of his laps back. So far, over the course of 2 stops, we have seen 4 drivers get penalties. As we go through this cycle of 2nd pit stops, some of the drivers, this will be their final stop. Some will have to make one more. evening, Mark. Thank you for the stars, buddy. Kirk Marble and Alberto Alvarez have opened up almost a 10-second lead on third place. Those two drivers want this thing to stay green. That battle may be settled on pit road during that final stop. Could come down to which team has the faster stop. Jacob Morgan now to fourth, continues to close in on Jacob Gibson in third. Justin Swafford, who was in that three-car group that pitted the latest, Swafford now up to 6th. Vic Brown in 10th. Joey Gregory in 11th that came with him. Kevin, unfortunately, Cody unable to race tonight. Jade Briette also starting to make some ground. He is up 8 spots now into 8th on the bumper of Adrian Borden. Sixth, seventh, and 8th, nose to tail at the moment. Swafford in 6th, Adrian in 7th, Jade in 8th. Colby Whipple back in 9th, losing ground. Vic Brown in 10th. And between them, Clay Kirchenbauer now in 20th after that heartbreaking penalty coming to pit road. Clay Kirchenbauer came into tonight with a 20-point lead on Kirk Marble. If this race ended now, Kirk Marble would take the points lead. It's definitely going to have a big impact on the points. Third place in points, William Mann Jr. is back in 24th. Fourth in points, Alberto Alvarez currently second. Kirk Marble now trying to break the draft on the backstretch. Colby Whipple came in tonight 5th in points. Whipple currently runs in 9th. Definitely shaping up to be one of Whipple's best seasons yet. We're about 4 to 5 laps away from the leaders coming to pit road. We've seen Jacob Morgan is coming in. Morgan is in earlier than expected. David Lux also in. And here we go, Kirk Marble on his way in. Alberto Alvarez staying out. He reclaims the lead. Jacob Gibson gives up third. He is in Cameron Martineau now into second. Swafford into third. Those two likely not to pit till right around lap 100. Same will go for Vic Brown and Joey Gregory. Ninth place, Jeremy Edwards, if he continues as he has, will be in any moment. And that will be his final stop. Alvarez is slowing down. He is coming in. Will Cameron come in, or will he assume the lead for the first time tonight? Cameron needs all the bonus points he can get. He is just past the playoff cutoff line in 17th, and Cameron is going to the lead. Adrian now to second, Vic Brown in third, Whipple in fourth, Joey Gregory in fifth, Swafford is in, Jade Briette is in. Oh! Looks like Lux. Lux just smacked the wall. Oh, Cameron may have rode the wall through 1 and 2. But Cameron did get scored as the leader. I have been drinking a lot of water here lately. I just run out of breath easier than I used to. Vic Brown back in second, Whipple into third. Jeremy Edwards in for his final stop. Blake Hirschenbauer continuing to stretch his tires. He is now up to 16th. Martineau continuing to stay out. Looks like he can also go to about lap 98. Vic Brown could go as far as lap 102. Same for third place, Joey Gregory. Colby Whipple now to third place, but he'll need to come in very soon. Kirk Marble now back up into fifth place. Alberto in sixth. They're 3.7 seconds apart. Alberto is faster. He has 3-lap fresher tires. Clay Kirchenbauer is in for his final stop. closing in the top 4. Whipple is in for his final stop. I do believe that gives Whipple the longest fuel run of the night. Cameron may be setting up to come in this time. It looks like he is slowing down. He will give up the lead. Oh, he misses pit entry. Vic Brown assumes the lead and does pick up the points. Joey Gregory now to second, 1.8 seconds back. Jeremy Edwards is out of the race. He got a penalty on his last stop. And Cameron Martineau is also getting a penalty. Folks, don't forget to come back tomorrow night at 7 Eastern. Home Motorsports playoffs continue. And that battle got a lot closer last week. Immediately following that, we will have the HTSAI Community Convoy. So all you truckers out there, come join the fun. Patrick Pieper, Eric W., Richard Cragganen. Vic Brown continuing to turn laps along with Joey Gregory. Austin Ruskoff also stopped on lap 50. He is now up into 7th place and has not been in. And I have lost track of how many different... Here comes Austin. There are multiple different fuel strategies going on. Vic Brown coming in. Joey Gregory's coming in. That will hand the lead back to Kirk Marble. Alberto Alvarez in second, 2.4 seconds back and closing. Jacob Gibson cycles back to third, but Jacob Morgan in fourth is closing in. Aaron Brill in fifth, Swafford now to sixth. Aaron Brill last pitted on lap 70. He has not been in for his final stop. Here he comes. Brill is headed in. Swafford now takes fifth. Adrian Borden to sixth. Jade Briette in seventh. William Mann Jr. to eighth. William Mann Jr. last pitted on lap 74. It is questionable if he can go the distance. 4 seconds back is ninth place Colby Whipple. He has the longest fuel run of the night. William Mann Jr. would have to beat it. To get to the finish. Whipple did a 52 lap run. William Mann Jr. would have to do a 54 lap run to make it. But William Mann Jr. definitely needs to try and get a top 10. Currently resides in the top 5 in points. Kirk's lead has dissipated. Alberto less than a second behind. Andy is closing in. Adrian Borden and Jade Briette battling for 6th and 7th. Kyle Manos is in for his final stop. Looks like 2 or 3 drivers, let's see, 1 or 2 more drivers rather, will still need to make a stop. Worth noting, Clay Kirchenbauer is back up to 18th. But that early penalty really hurt him. And Alberto Alvarez has caught up to Kirk Marble. Alberto came into the night 4th in points, 1 win already this season. Kirk Marble came into the night 2nd in points with 1 win this season. Jacob Gibson in 3rd, Jacob Morgan in 4th, still closing that gap, not as quickly. Justin Swafford back in 5th. He is the fastest car in the top 5 at the moment. Colby Whipple has moved into 8th, having passed William Mann Jr., who is still on track, has not pitted. Colby Whipple just behind the leaders in 8th place. And he does have fresher tires along with several of the cars around him. They have fresher tires than the leaders. That could come into play. Alberto Alvarez now has to deal with these cars coming by on fresher tires. But so does Kirk Marble. It may be a difference of when those fresher tires come around. Could be the deciding factor here. Alberto shoots to the bottom. Whoa, it's close. They touch coming off 4. Alvarez through the grass. Kirk manages to save it, but how much damage did he get? Alvarez is rolling, but he is definitely not up to speed yet. take another look at this incident. Looking down from the blimp. Alvarez shoots to the bottom into 3 and 4. Has a big run. Kirk fights back on the high side. Alvarez just thought he was clear. He does manage to get it back up on track. Wow, what a save! Alvarez still holds on to second. Gibson back in third. Is gaining ground. Looks like both of the top two may have taken some damage in that incident. Hey, good evening, Jackson. Jacob Morgan back in fourth. Swafford in fifth. But with no cautions here tonight, the field has just spread out. Last time by, Kirk Marble did slow down, has given Alvarez a chance to catch back up. Ten laps to go. Who will it be? Jacob Gibson was gaining on the top two. He is not now. He is 9 seconds back. He is pulling away from fourth place. Jacob Morgan. Justin Swafford still gaining on the top four. But he is 5.5 seconds back, likely will not get there. Adrian holds on to 6, Jade Briette in 7th, Colby Whipple in 8th, Vic Brown in 9th, and Joey Gregory in 10th. William Mann Jr. has dropped back to 11th. Patrick Pieper in 12th, but likely not going to get there. You're going to hand it to Kirk. He slowed down to let Alberto catch up so they could do this battle right. Clay Kirchenbauer, after his early penalty, has only been able to get back to 21st place. He is not gaining any ground on 20th place. Cameron Martineau. Cameron also getting a penalty on the last stop. Eric W. also got a penalty on his last stop. He has dropped back to 25th. Lap traffic is coming into play. How much of an impact will it have in the final laps? Alberto Alvarez now losing ground to Kirk Marble, almost a second behind. Vic Brown in 6th, finally starting to put some space between him and Jade. But Whipple is right there, along with Adrian, not far behind. And William Mann Jr. finally in for his stop. He could not go the distance. Alberto giving it one last charge. He is closed in. Now just 0.6 of a second back. Alberto still closing little by little. But here we go. White flag is in the air one more time around. Can Kirk Marble hold him off one more time? Alberto gained a lot of ground over the last 2 laps, but he's lost some since the white. Kirk Marble starting to pull away. And out of turn 4, Kirk Marble will get the win at Kansas. Alberto Alvarez coming home in 2nd. Jacob Gibson finishes in 3rd. Let's see if we can talk to our top finishers. Does not look like it looks like the actually only one we have to talk to is Kirk Marble. Kirk, congratulations, buddy. You're back in victory lane.
Hey, yeah, it feels like it's been a while since I talked to you.
Man, that was definitely a wild battle with you and Alberto. A lot of back and forth, and then that incident off turn 4.
Yeah, it sucked. I would say it was going to be a really good race between the two of us. I tried to let up to give some of that time back after that incident so we could race it out, but I think we had some damage.
Well, it's definitely some great sportsmanship that you stopped. We could obviously tell you slowed down to let him catch up, man. That was a very classy move, a great race, and a great performance going home in victory lane.
Yep. Thanks, Doug.
And Jacob Gibson comes home in 3rd. Jacob, man, you had an interesting night. It seemed like every time we look at you, you were in the middle of traffic, and everybody was either closing in or pulling away.
Yeah, it's, it is what it is. Kansas is one of my better tracks, but those 2 guys up front were extremely quick. Like, I was kind of surprised that they were so far ahead, to be honest, when I checked. Like, they were 8-9 seconds ahead already, and then I was ahead of other cars that were not lapped cars, probably 4 or 5 seconds. So I was just kind of surprised that there was that big of a gap. But no, credit to them, they were really good. But it was a good race. I enjoyed it.
Well, man, it definitely looked like a lot of fun. You came home in third, and you were just, I was looking at it earlier. I got to look it up again. You were just kind of back there a ways in the points. This is going to be a huge jump for you tonight.
Yeah, I thought I had it at Daytona, too, when we were there, and got wrecked on that final lap, which took me out. But I was going to have a good finish there. Atlanta, I ran really well, and then on that restart, for whatever reason, I spun out when I was in second towards the beginning of the race, which is 100% on me, which really sucks. But I should have been a lot higher in points, but I think that should get better.
Well, man, great job tonight. Congratulations, buddy.
Cool. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Well, that was definitely an interesting race, especially the fact we had 0 cautions here tonight at Kansas. And despite all the close racing we saw. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to come back tomorrow night, 7 Eastern. We will have Home Motorsports playoffs continue. We will see you tomorrow night. Hope everybody had as much fun as we did. Have a great night, everybody.